Hi everyone, it's Tarnished Treasures and
Titty.
and today we're going to show you how to make the chocolate braid that we shared earlier this year. So I would show you the recipe, but it's actually not correct. So just listen to what and watch what we do. So the first thing is you get a box of puff pastry, and there's usually 2 sheets in there. So you open up the puff pastry, so you just unfold it. So I think you let it defrost in the fridge for about 8 hours or so before you're ready to start. And we're going to do 2 of these. So we've got one reserved over there and we have this one open here. So the next step is you take your chocolate bar, and we happen to have a chocolate hazelnut or made with hazelnut paste. So we're going to open that up. While she's opening it, you are going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That gets placed in the center third of the puff pastry. Okay, and you will need a knife. And you're going to make 2 cuts at the top. You're going to cut straight up from the chocolate to the top of the puff pastry. And that flap is going to fold down, and you'll do something very similar at the bottom to fold it up, and that will hold the chocolate in at the top. Okay, so you can fold it down if you want. So once you've cut your slits and you've folded, and ours is just going back a little bit, I think it could be defrosted better. You're going to go from the side or the corner of the chocolate to the corner of the puff pastry, and then this piece actually gets removed. Now, going down the edge of the chocolate bar, you're going to create slits about every 1/2 inch in a diagonal, very much like a feather would look. And you're going to do that until you get down to the bottom corner of the puff pastry. And then you're going to do something very similar where you cut it down and you remove that bottom corner. Okay, so you want to do the rest of the cuts? Yeah. Okay. The sides are all cut diagonally, and the bottom piece looks a little bit different than the top piece that was removed, but that just goes away, and you can reserve this in case you needed it to patch any holes or anything. So now I'm going to stretch this out so it can cover up, but we're going to crisscross the edges. Okay, so crisscross the first one. There you go. And then what you do is you try and cover up as much of the chocolate as you can. Tuck it over on the other side. There you go. And it really is as simple as that. And when it's all done, it's pretty impressive. Okay, so after you do that one, let's stop it on them, see what it looks like. There you go. And it's okay if stuff like that shows, it really is. So we're thinking, because we've made this before, we're going to add some raspberry because we like chocolate and raspberry. So you want to put some raspberries on top before you do the rest? So what raspberries are you going to pick?
The finest of raspberries. This one's good.
All right. And we'll see. Yeah, you can mash it a little because it will cook. So here are the raspberries. We think mashing them might be a little bit better just for when the dough crisscrosses on top, but it's an experiment. We'll see. Even if it doesn't look good, it'll still taste good, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm starting mine. I have mine puff pastry out here. I have some brie, some dried cranberries, the same raspberries, and some fresh rosemary. And while I'm about to assemble mine, she is cracking the egg to get ready to do the egg wash on top. We are improvising as we are cooking, so I'm going to add, I've got brie on, I'm going to add some herb goat cheese. This looks so festive and pretty, so I added some fresh rosemary and just the dried cranberries, no raspberries. So I'm going to slice this diagonally up the side and create my braid. I'm mid-crisscrossing mine, and I cut my sides larger as another experiment to just see how it looks and works. We have 1 egg cracked in the bowl with a little bit of water, like a teaspoon of water. And we're going to do an egg wash. And you can see how cool this would be for Halloween treats, because if you just like popped 2 little eyes in before or after you're cooking, or just made
like a mummy.
Yeah, just made a little space, you could have a mummy. Okay, so she's going to cook that, and I'm going to finish my cheese creation. Cutie Patoonie's gonna egg wash mine. You can see mine's gonna be the more rustic one. I've got some herbs coming out. Yours looks very beautiful and French, my dear. So 375 for 25 to 30 minutes. Obviously start low and check it, but you do want it to be like golden brown, like a pancake. So this will probably take us longer than 30 minutes because we're doing 2 at the same time.
Yeah, so maybe 60 minutes.
No, not an hour. So we'll set it at 25 just to check it, but I think it'll be more like 30, 35 minutes. It's been 20, maybe 23 minutes, and actually they're puffing up. They are starting to get golden, but we're gonna do...
Cheese has a bigger bump at the end.
I had a lot of extra there. That was about 29, 30 minutes, and they actually look pretty golden. You could definitely cook them a little bit more, but I like them when they're soft. So the chocolate, you can see a little bit right there. See, so wouldn't that be cute if you had like 2 of those little like cupcake like eyes? Make it look like a
Or
mummy.
you can put one right there so one of his eyes is covered up.
Yeah.
So were my Christmas.
And then over here, you can see our cheese one. Yes.
The cheese is
So you can also put powdered sugar on a dessert one. We just don't have any. Smells good. So we are outside enjoying this, and I wanted to cut it open so you could see. There's the cheese, and here is the chocolate. Bon appetit, everyone.